mind and cannot articulate like the average human being, and we call ourselves resisting them. God, I'm going to help somebody, and I'm going, Reverend. But this, what caught my mind, Coco, was this, that in that some things we must learn not to resist, because simply as simple as it seems, when we do these type things, I'm going to tell you the downfall of that. Hebrews declares that beware, be careful of whom you entertain, because you may entertain an angel unaware. Joshua was not a wealthy man. Joshua come from the land of poor folk. And because Joshua was hanging out with some of the high priests, and Joshua's robe was not as clean and pressed as theirs were. And when the people saw him, they declared that he was filthy. And because he was filthy, Zechariah said they resisted his mere presence. Yes. They resisted his mere presence only because of what he had on. God, I'm getting ready to come to a close. I can't do over $3,000 back then. But the power to resist. Zechariah was going through a little something here. Because posttextually, Zechariah was one of the three minor prophets that had more visions than some of the major prophets. God, I wish you would come on Tuesday nights. We could get loose on this like I want to. Zechariah meaning Jehovah remembers. God remembers Zechariah because Zechariah saw 10 visions. He saw 10 visions, and when he gets to verse chapter number 3, he's around 5 or 6 visions. Just that fast. Because God is showing him some things, but there are some people out there that resist him because of what he have on. God help me, Jesus. Because of the way that he looked, his beard wasn't trimmed and his hair wasn't taped up neatly, and he just didn't look like one of us.
Yep, come on. Come on.
He didn't go up there and have his suit or his robe clean, but he wore it earnestly and pretty much daily, but he preached the word of God. And there is something that happened here that if you research it, you would find that it's still happening in today's term. Watch this. And he showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord. Okay, I'm going to help you real quick, and then we'll move forward. He shows Zechariah Joshua years later. Joshua is a few hundred years after Zechariah, way after Zechariah. So Zechariah really doesn't have a picture or a photo of how Joshua looks. But the Lord comes with an angel and shows him Joshua. priests cannot see these things because they are not as close to God as Zechariah. Watch what happens. Not only that, and pay attention to this because it's going to help somebody. Not only that Zechariah said that the Lord shows him Joshua, but he shows him also the lawyer.
Yeah.
They're going to get it in a minute, buddy. Watch this. They're going to get it in a minute. Standing by the angel. God. Standing by the angel is also Satan.
Yeah.
So in the courtroom you have the defendant and the plaintiff. Now what happens is when the lawyers comes up, some have to stand on the right side and some on the left side. I wish Sister Herring was here because he could show you some things about that courtroom. But what happens was sometimes the defendant will be on the right and the plaintiff on the left. But what takes place here is as he comes up to be judged. God, I wish they catch this.
Come on.
As he comes up to be judged, there is a lawyer or an accuser that y'all know him by. You know Satan, don't you?
Yeah.
He's the accuser of mankind. The reason that he hates us so much is because that we were made in the image and the likeness of God. They're catching on. They're catching on. They're catching on. This is why the enemy hates y'all so much. Because every time he comes into your mere presence, you remind him, God, they're just about there. You remind him of God. Now watch this, standing at his right hand to resist him. As the accuser is now standing at the right hand to resist Joshua, this is what happens when Zechariah comes. He says, now pay attention to this because God, we're bringing him here because the high priest saw him not fit to do certain things. But now I'm here as the accuser. This is Satan. Now I'm here as the accuser. And God, what I need you to understand is this man is wrong and he's out of order because he came in the presence of an angel and he wasn't clean. He wasn't clean. How dare him come into your synagogue and try to preach your word, filthy and nasty as he is.
Come on.
They're just about there. They're just about there. How dare him, God? But now here is Satan telling the judge now that everything that I dug up on him. God, I knew Joshua because he wasn't the way that he is now all the time. Let me go into his secret closet and pull out some mess. God, I wish they let me tie this in, Reverend. I'm going to move a little further and I'm coming back to there. And the Lord said unto Satan, you are out of order. The next time you speak out of turn, I'll hold you in contempt. They hadn't got it yet. They hadn't got it yet. Watch this, watch this, watch this. I'm going to make it relevant right now. And the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuked thee, O Satan. Even the Lord that had chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire? God, if I could have one wish right now, Revelation, it would be to just say something to the people of family and some of the people that are going through this turmoil right now, because the Lord live and justice will be served. May not be tomorrow or next week, but justice will. God, I wish they would help me. Take my seat. Verse 2 reminded me of something, and I'm going right back, Sister Rose. I promise y'all I'll be out of here. It takes me back to, Kelly, what happens on the stand. When they was getting ready to face their arguments, and the arguments were so just out of whack and out of ordinary, until to restrain her mouth, the judge gets up and walks out of the courtroom. God showed Zechariah that Joshua was really innocent. And because of the accuser trying to build a case and cause lies upon this happen, God simply rebukes Satan and tells him, you are in contempt, and if you open your mouth again. Satan immediately remembers something that happens earlier on in life. He remembers when he tried to make turmoil and trouble in heaven, and God casts him down, and God locked him up for 1,000. God, I wish they would help me. For 1,000 years. And now Satan does not want to go back down there and be locked up for another 1,000 years. So when God tells him, keep your mouth closed, I rebuke you right now, because what you're saying is really not the truth. Sometimes we must learn the power of resist.
Come on with it.
Why is it that because of what the jury's done and the court system done, now we want to get mad about the wrong thing? We want to start rioting and busting windows out and tearing up neighborhoods instead of binding them together and rebuking the enemy. I think that we have the resisting power all jacked up. Because there are some things truly enough that we need to learn how to resist. There are some things that we need to learn how to resist. There are some thoughts that come into our minds that we need to learn to resist.